Hey guys, Saturn Looms here, and today I'm going to be filming a tutorial for this adorable axolotl, which is designed by one of my good loomer friends, Gianna's Looms. And I know I say this for every single design, that it's like super cute, but like, I'm obsessed with this. Like, it's just so squishy and fat and chubby and it's so cute. So I'm so glad that I can finally film for it. I know it's been a very long time, but finally going to film for it. And yeah, so thank you so much, Gianna, for letting me film the tutorial for you, and all of her socials will be linked down below. So let's get started on the materials we'll be needing. So any type of hook. I will be using my rainbow loom hook as always. You can also use a crochet hook if that works easier for you, but I always use my rainbow loom hook. You will need a stitch marker or a C-clip or an S-clip or whatever. I use a C-clip. They come in like every single pack of rainbow loom bands. 2 6mm safety eyes. I do not use backings for this design. I just kind of stick them in, and you can also use whatever size eye you want, but these are 6. You will need something to stuff your creation with, and I have my polyfill as usual. You can also use cotton balls, tissues, I don't know, anything. Excuse me. And then for the bands, of course I have not done a band count yet, but it will be in the description. But just knock my stuff over. If I remember, it's about an entire pack of this body color and then just a tiny bit of whatever you want your little, I don't know what these are called, things on the head, and then the tail thingy. It's not much, but you definitely will need a whole pack of your body color. And today I'll be using the same colors I did on here, which is Pastel Baby Pink from the Rainbow Loom web store. I have a full pack here. And then this is Opaque Fuchsia from the Rainbow Loom web store. And you only need a little bit of this. But that's all the materials you'll be needing. So now let's get started with making this cutie. Alright, so we're gonna start with these little thingies. Oh, they're called gills. I was just looking at the pattern. Okay, so these are gills apparently. So grab whatever color you want for these, and you will need to make 6 of these. I'll show you how to make maybe 1 or 2 on camera, and then pause the video and make the rest. So first we are going to start out with 1 single band. Sorry, I'm moving my bands closer to me. Okay, so we're going to start out with 1 single band and wrap it 3 times around your hook, or 2 times, however you count, just creating 3 loops here on your hook. And then you're going to take 2 bands and pull these 3 loops onto the 2 bands and reclaim. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. So we're going to take 2 bands and pull it through. And then 1 more time, 2 bands, and pull it through. And then, I kind of forgot this part, you're going to need your body color, which is my pastel baby pink. You're going to want to lightly slip knot the end of your gill with your body color for attachment later. So just like lightly slip knot that so you can take it out later. So that is 1 gill, and you're going to need 6. I will make 1 more on camera, and then you can do the other 4 by yourself. So 1 band, wrap it 3 times or 2 times, just creating 3 loops. I usually count this as 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 of your gill color bands, and pull it on to the triple loops and reclaim. And then take 2 more bands and pull those onto your other double bands, take 2 more and pull through those 4 loops. Oh, missed one. And then a body color band and pull that through everything and lightly slip knot. So you're gonna want to make 6 of these. So you'll need to pause the video and make 4 more, and I'm going to do that as well, and come back to me when you're done. All right, so once you've finished your gills, you should have 6, like I said. So you can set those aside for now. And now we're going to make the arms and legs. I will show you how to make one of each, and then you can pause the video and make 1 more. They're basically the same thing, except for the front legs are 1 chain longer. So I'll still do 2 on camera, and then you can do the other 2 off camera. A latch hook might be helpful for this part, but it's whatever you want. I'm not going to use one because I don't feel like going and getting my latch hook. But yeah, you're going to need your body color. We won't need your darker color until like the end when we have to do the tail part. So first we're going to make the toes. So you're going to make 3 toes, and the toe is a band wrapped 3 times, making 4 loops. Is this as far as my camera goes? Yes, it is. Okay. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, creating 4 loops. And then we're going to take a band on our hook, double it, and then pull these 4 loops onto the doubled band. And we're going to repeat that 2 more times to make our toes. So 1, 2, whoa. 1, 2, 3. I've been waiting for so long to film this. I asked her for like so long ago about filming for it, and I didn't even get a chance to make it until like school got out. So I'm really happy to finally be filming for it, so then she can see all your guys' axolotls as well. I still haven't even posted mine yet. I should. Okay. Okay. So now that you have your 3 toes, you're going to take another band and double it and pull all of your toes onto that one band. Okay. And now you're going to chain 6 more up this of double bands. So you're just going to double a band and pull it through. And so now we have 2 chains. I'm going to do that till there's 7. Okay, so now once you have 7, just check to make sure it's right. Okay, you're just gonna pull a body color band through everything on your hook and lightly slip knot, because we're going to attach this later. So that is one of the front legs. So you're gonna want to do one exactly like this, and another one exactly like that. And now we're going to make one of the back ones, which is just 1 chain shorter, but I'll still make it. So we're going to do the 3 toes again. I took so many photos of the axolotl. I need to post them. I'll post it like when this tutorial comes out, which will probably be pretty soon from when I'm filming, because I can probably just take a thumbnail tomorrow, but I can use a picture I already have for the thumbnail, a temporary thumbnail. Or I can just post it tomorrow. I don't know. All depends. But I have lots of pictures of it because I took it on vacation to Florida with me. So I took lots of pictures of it. because my grandfather has a beautiful garden with lots of flowers. So once you do the 3 toes, you're just going to do the same thing we did with the last one, but instead of 7 chains, we're just going to do 6 instead. So I did 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So once you've chained 6, you can pull a body color band through it and lightly slip knot and put that to the side. They're pretty easy to tell apart, so you probably don't need to separate them because you can tell that this one is longer. So now you guys can pause the video and make 1 more front leg and 1 more back leg, 1 with 7 chains, 1 with 6, and meet me back here when you're done. Okay, so you should have finished, oh, that's a gill, all of your legs, 2 short ones and 2 long ones, dropping everything. So now we can move on to the main body. Okay, so we're gonna start out with a magic ring of 6, and if you don't know how to do a magic ring, then I will show you. Okay, so you're gonna wrap a band around your hook 3 times, or 2 times, or whatever, just 3 loops. So 1, 2, I meant to do, I don't know, I'm sorry. But it should look like this. You should have 3 loops, just how we did with the start of the gill, the top of the gill. And then we're going to pull 1 band through everything and push this back loop over the front loop. And don't pull tightly. And then I like to flip my hook so that it's kind of going in like this, so I can go back into my magic ring, or into my 3 loops, and pull another band through just the 3 loops, not this back loop. Hold that back with your finger and put these back 2 loops over the front one. And then you're gonna go back in the 3 loops and do that again. So pull it through just the 3 loops, reclaim, and the back 2 loops over the front one. So we want to repeat that 3 more times, so we get a magic ring of 6. And to count your stitches, you always count the one on your hook. So this is 1, and then it's the teardrop shaped loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This little thingy right here is not a loop, it's just part of the first stitch. So now we're going to put our C-clip on this band. And now what we're going to do is a single increase around. So we're going to have 8 stitches. And if you don't know how to do an increase or a single, then obviously I'll show you. So for the first stitch, instead of going into the 3 loops, we're going to go into this first stitch, not this weird part, into the first stitch, and pull 1 band through just the 2 loops, and then the back 2 loops over the front one, and then that's a single stitch. And then we're going to go to the next loop and do the same thing. So through the 2, back 2 over the front one. But for this third one, we're going to do an increase. And an increase is putting 2 stitches in the same stitch, in the same loop, whatever. So we're going to go into the next loop, and we're going to do that same thing again. But instead of going into the next loop, we're going to go back into that same loop that we just did the stitch in and do another stitch. And that is an increase. So now we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to do a single, and an increase. So single, and then the last stitch should be an increase. And you should have 8 stitches. You can count around, I'm not going to, but you probably should. If something seems off, you should count your stitches around to make sure you have the right amount. Okay, for this next round, it's we're gonna do 1 single crochet, an increase, 2 single crochets, an increase, and a single crochet. I will go, you can follow along with me as I go. So we're gonna have 12 stitches. So this first stitch is gonna be a single crochet, and then the next 2 stitches are gonna be increases. So I'm gonna do, move my pants up. So 2 increases after that first single. And then 2 single crochets. Oh, it's already on my hook. And then 2 more increases. And then we're going to end with a single crochet. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And you should have 12 stitches around. I'm not going to count because I know I have 12, but you can if you want. And now this next row is going to be, I'll just follow along with me. It'll be 2 single crochets, 2 increases, 4 single crochets, 2 increases, and 2 single crochets. And we will have 16 stitches at the end. So I will go along, or you can follow along with me. So 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. And then 2 increases. And now we're going to do 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do 2 increases. And then 2 more single crochets. And you'll end on the 2 single crochets, so you can move your C-clip up. And you should have 16 stitches, like I said. And now it gets a little repetitive, so we're going to do 5 rows of just single crochet around, no increasing. But I want you guys to come back right before you finish the 5th row. So I'll do 1 row around, and then I'll leave you to do the other 4. So we're just doing single crochets in every single stitch, no increasing. Just easy. This is for the head portion. So now I finally have a chance to talk. What do I talk about? I don't know. I wasn't even planning on filming today, but I'm just like, I'm bored and it's quiet. So I'm gonna film for the axolotl because I was reading through some comments and there was like a few that I'm like, you know what, I should do a video or I should film because people are really nice. They say they like my tutorials, so I'm like, I'll just keep making more. And there was one where it was like a design request for a Tsum Tsum. They wanted me to design a Tsum Tsum because they wanted to have one designed by me in their collection, which is very nice. So I'm gonna work on that. I also have another tutorial I want to film for another loomer, but I haven't even made the creation yet, so I have to do that and then film for it because I need to take advantage of my filming or my free days to film while it's summer. Because once school starts, it's pretty busy for a couple months because I have the start of school obviously is busy, and then soccer every day after school. And that ends like sometime in October. But honestly depends if like how far the team makes it. It could be even into November. And then just general school homework is just busy. So yeah. Okay, so I did one row, and I want you guys to do the other 4 on your own. It's just single crochets, but come back right before you finish the 5th row, like a couple stitches, and because we're going to do something different there. So come back to me when you're done with that. All right, so you should just be almost done with your 5 rows, and I've completed it, but I have not moved my C-clip up yet because you have to do a few things. Okay, this was a little bit confusing to me at first too, so I'm going to try to go super slow. So once you finished your rows, don't move your C-clip up. So you're going to undo this last band, and you're going to take it out, and you're going to do a decrease. So we are going to, if you don't know what a decrease is, I'll show you. So we're going to take the front half of the first loop and the back half of the next loop, and we're going to pull our band through and just make a stitch on it. Where'd my pattern go? Okay. Turn it to decrease. Move the clip back one. So we're gonna go to this stitch right here. So not the one that your band is on, I'm assuming. And continue with one more decrease. So once it's moved back 1, we're going to do another decrease. Like this. And if you were confused with the decrease, I'll do it again. I'll do a decrease again. So you're going to take the front half of the first loop and the back half of the second loop and pull your band onto those 2 loops and do a normal stitch. That's your decrease. So now we're going to continue with 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 decreases. I really hope I did this right. I did it right the first time. And then 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I did it right. So hopefully you did it right too, because I showed you how to do it. If I didn't do it right, I would have had to delete this clip and redo it, which would have been annoying. So glad I don't have to do that. Okay, and then you can move your C-clip up, and you should have 12 stitches after this row, which I am going to count this time. So 1 on your hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Excuse me. Okay. So you could probably stuff it a little bit right now, because we are going to keep decreasing. Oh, we're going to decrease like 1 more row. And then, yeah, well, okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what I'm saying. We're going to stuff the head a little bit. So, and if you want backings on your eyes, you can add the eyes in now. But like I said, I don't use backings with this design. I think it's easier to just pop them in at the end. And they've stayed in fine. And it's been handled somewhat roughly. Taking it on vacation and taking photos and such. So, okay. So you can stuff that. And now we are going to do another kind of confusing row. The next few rows are a little bit confusing. Like, just follow along. So we're going to do a decrease, 3 single crochets, a decrease, 4 single crochets, and an increase. And you should have 11 stitches after this. So first that decrease, so front half, back half. Three single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Another decrease. Another 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then an increase on the last stitch. Come back. And then move your C-clip up. And you should have 11 stitches. I'm not going to count because I know I have 11. Okay, and now we're going to do 4 single crochets, an increase, 3 single crochets, 2 increases, and a single crochet. And you should be left with 14 stitches. So we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. An increase. I think the reason I go slower on camera is because I'm trying to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Otherwise I'll just be like, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Wait, did I get it wrong? Oh no, 3 single, we did 1 increase. And then, wait, give me a sec. What was the last row we did? We had 11 after the last row. Okay, so I'm on the right row. So we're gonna do the increase, and then 3 single crochets. Sorry, I like completely got confused in my pattern. So 3 single crochets, 2 increases, and a single crochet to end it. So 2 increases, and then you'll end with the single. You have 14 stitches after this. We're increasing it back out to shape the body. Okay, only 2 more rows of kind of weirdness. Well, we get it later, but. Okay, so now this row is going to be 3 single crochets, 2 increases, and then 9 single crochets. So kind of easy. So 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, and 3. 2 increases. And then the rest of these will be single crochets, which should be 9. And you should end up with 16, I believe. Yes, 16 should be your ending count. So I did my 2 increases, and then the rest, oh, focus. And then the rest should just be single crochets. I'd say this is a pretty easy design for beginners, but it does have its hard parts. Like, I'd say the hardest part is getting the placement for the gills on the face right, and the like part you have to sew on at the end for the tail, but they're not too bad. but it's pretty repetitive for the most part, so that's why it's pretty easy. Okay, so she has 16 stitches. I'm not going to count because, you know, no. So now we're going to do 4 single crochets and increase, 7 single crochets and increase, and 3 single crochets. So first we have our 4 singles. Come up here, please. So 4 single crochets. An increase. Seven single crochets. Almost skipped a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to do an increase. And then end with 3 single crochets. Okay, move your C-clip up, and you should have 18 stitches around. I'm not going to count, but you probably should. And now it gets a little repetitive, which is kind of good because it's just relaxing. So we're going to do 8 rows of single crochet around. So I'm going to lay out that. So you take a band like every time you start a row, just to keep track of how many you've done. And I'm going to do them all off camera just because I don't want this tutorial to be super long, but it's just single crochet, no increasing, no decreasing, just like we were doing in the beginning for the head. So 8 rows of single crochet, and come back to me when you're done. Okay, so I finally finished my 8 rows. That felt like forever, even though it was like 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to stuff mine a little bit right now because you do start to close up after this, so it's probably a good time. To make sure that you get it like in the neck first and then the rest of the body. Stuff it in the neck area first, and then get the body. Actually, did I do it much in the neck here? Yeah, I did a little bit. That's good. And if you're wondering, the axolotl I'm making in this video is just going to go on my website, which is saturnlooms.com. Go check it out. I really need to pick up my sales on that because I was using Etsy, but I decided to stop using Etsy for a couple of reasons. So I now have my own website and I'm trying to grow that. So any support would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, so this guy will be on my website when I'm done. And the link to that will be in my bio if you want to check it out, or in the description of this video, and there's also a link in my video channel, the homepage or whatever you call it. Okay, so now we're going to do a decrease, 7 single crochets, a decrease, and then a single crochet into the end. And you should have 16 stitches at the end of this. So we're going to do 1 decrease, 7 single crochets, 1, 2, And now we're going to do another decrease after you do your 7 single crochets. And now we're just going to decrease until the end, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So, yeah, just single crochet into the end. And after this, we are going to be attaching the legs and the arms. Or technically, they're all legs, but there's just a front legs and back legs because some of them are longer than the others. Okay. So like I said, you should have 16 stitches. I'm going to stuff mine a tiny bit more just so I can get the real shape because I'm going to be adding the arm or all the legs now. And what I do here is I add the eyes just so I can see what side I want to be the top and bottom. So let me get my eyes. So I'm just gonna pop them in wherever you want, really. But okay. Do I want it like that? I think I like this. So what I do, this is a thing that I do all the time, is I'm going to just slip knot a color to the top of the head just to mark that this is the top of the creation. I do that a lot. So I'm going to share it with you. So now we're going to attach the arms and legs. There's no really specific placement for these. I just kind of eyeball it. But you do want to separate your long ones from your short ones. So that's a short one, and that's a short one, and these are the long ones. Okay, so the long ones are gonna go in the front, and you can see here I just kind of put them towards the center-ish. So I'm gonna go 1 stitch out from this increase here, so like here maybe. But this is really just your judgment, whatever you want. But you can roughly go where I'm going if you want. And then you can like tug it a little to make it a little bit straighter if you want. Go a little bit more forward. This is all whatever you want. I don't have any specific spot for this. It's just where you think it looks best. And then the back, I did about here. It's like, what is it? I counted like 1, 2, 3, and then the next one over, I guess. But yeah, this is all you. Tie them wherever you want. Sorry. Okay. And I'm not going to tuck in the tails until I'm done because I'm lazy and I'm really doing it right now. So there are the legs. They are a little like floppy, flimsy, whatever. But I think that makes the design extra cute. So there's that. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease all the way around, excuse me, which will give us 12 stitches. Oh my god, I've spent 8 minutes doing that. Jeez. Oh, and stuffing. Sorry. I mean, it is going to be a longer tutorial anyway, but so single, single, decrease all the way around, and you should have 12 stitches in the end. Come back. But leave me some design ideas in the comments as always. I do have a list of things that you guys have suggested, and I will get to them. I promise. There was like a guinea pig. Somebody suggested a guinea pig, and I have like never seen a Loomigurumi guinea pig, so I'm totally gonna do that. I also just messed up. It's single, single, decrease, single, single, decrease. But yeah, I'm totally gonna design a guinea pig. That is so cute. And it's pretty easy too, because there's not really much to a guinea pig, but you can do fun things with the colors and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna do that. I think there was like a flower somebody suggested. I think there are a few flower designs out there, so I would have to be careful with that. But I don't remember the other ones. And leave ideas for Assume Soom ideas, because I had the one person ask if I could do that. I also think I did something wrong, because I should be ending with a nice amount of stitches. Oh, I skipped a stitch, that's why. I'm getting distracted because I've been filming for a while, so once you're filming for a while, you get to the point where you're just like, I want to be done. And I've definitely gotten to that point, so I'm just kind of like trying to get this done because I want it to be done very badly. I'm so sorry, guys. That's what happens when you mess up. Okay, so you should have 12 stitches and you should end with a decrease. That's how I knew that mine was off, because I wasn't going to end with a decrease. Okay, now something a little repetitive. We're going to do 3 rows of just single crochet around, and I'm definitely going to go off camera for this to cut off as much filming time as possible. So 3 rows around this with 12 stitches, and come back to me when you're done. Okay, I finished my 3 rows, and I also stuffed it a little more, so you can do that as well. And now we are going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease, and we're going to have 9 stitches. So let me move my bands up so they're easier to get to. So single, single, decrease, just like we did before, except we're just making it smaller. I did get a piece of poster board so that I have a white background, and I didn't have to use that weird table I had to use last time I filmed. So thanks Mom for getting me poster board. Appreciate it. I will say I definitely prefer filming for smaller things, because bigger things just take so much time and you just get tired after filming. I don't know how long I've been filming. Okay, so you should have 9 stitches after that. I'm also gonna shove a little stuffing. You should probably stuff like after any row that it gets smaller at this point, just because you want to make sure it's stuffed all the way. Okay, so now it's a little more repetitive. We have to do 5 rows of single crochet because we are building up the tail. So 5 rows, and come back to me when you're done. Okay, so I finally finished my 5 rows. I kind of stalled for half of them, so whoops. But I finally did get them done. So now we're going to do single decrease, and we're going to end up with 6 stitches. I also stuffed mine as I went along, so it's like pretty firm, but not overstuffed. So single decrease all the way around, and you should have 6 stitches, and we're almost done. And then you have to just attach the gills on the face and do the dark part on the tail, which is not hard at all. End on your decrease, and you should have 6. And now we're going to do 3 rows of single crochet around to almost finish off the tail. And I'm not going to do these on camera just because I know they're quick, but 3 rows. Come back to me when you're done. Okay, so I finished my 3 rows, and this is your last chance to stuff your axolotl. So I'm going to shove some stuffing down its tail, and then just kind of roll it around to make it even. And now we're just going to decrease until it's closed. So you're just going to do, you can take the C-clip off at this point too. So just decrease until you can't decrease anymore, and we'll slip knot it closed. So on your last decrease, you have all your bands on your hook, pull a band through everything and slip knot it nice and tight and tuck in that tail. You don't want to pull it too tightly because you still want it to have a little bit of a shape, but then again, you do put the other thing around. So I just kind of go like this, and it should look something like that. Tuck that tail all the way in. So we have the main body done. Woo! Also got this guy a little bit bent. There we go. He's cute. So now we have to attach the gills onto the face and do the back part on the tail. This part is quick, and I do that last. So I'm going to do these first. And when I'm done doing that, actually, no, I tuck in the tails as I go. So let me see what I did here, because this placement was very tricky. So okay, so what I did is the eye I have is in an increase, and you count 1 row back and then go up 1, it looks like. Go back 1. Okay, yeah. This is where I put the other one. So the increase is here. You go back 1 row, then back another and up. But again, it's wherever you want. And then you're going to undo the slip knot on one of your gills and slip knot that in. Tie that nice and tight. And then just go down a stitch below it and tie another one. I guess I didn't tie as I was going. I thought I would. but it seems easier to do it at the end. Like that. It should look something like this. And now we're going to do the other side. One sec. Okay. So I just kind of follow where the stitches were over here and just kind of follow them over and pick a spot. And I'm going to pick right here and tie the rest on. And when I'm done tying them on, I'm going to go off camera and tuck in all my tails from the legs and these. And then we'll come back and show you how to do the last part, which is the little bit on the tail. I feel like this is too, no, I don't think it's too high. Maybe it is too high. No, I think it's fine. Sorry, I just went through like a couple stages of debate. Don't really have much to say. That's why I'm like quiet. I don't know. Thanks for watching. No, I say that at the end. But I honestly do thank you guys so much for the support. With my very random uploading schedule, I still managed to keep you guys watching somehow, which is so nice of you, which I really appreciate. The support means a lot. Okay, so tied all those on. They should look something like this, or however you want. So I'm gonna go off camera real quick and tuck in all my tails, and I will be right back to show you how to do the last tail bit. All right, so I tucked in all my tails, and I also removed the thingy I put on top just to mark which side was which. So now we're just going to do the portion on the tail. Let me just bring up a pattern. Okay. So you're gonna want your darker color for this. So I have my fuchsia. Some loose fuchsia. Zoom in. So I started, let's see. Like about here on the tail. It's like right at the base of the tail. So we are going to do 3 single crochets going upwards. So we're just you just kind of eyeball it. You just go 3 times upwards. Like so. Then we're going to do a half double crochet. So we're going to go into the tail in a half double crochet. So we're going to pull the band through, and instead of going through all the loops, we're just going to reclaim it. And then you're going to pull 1 band through the 3 loops, and that's a half double crochet. And now we're going to do 4 triple crochets, which I needed help with because I didn't even know what that was. But it's like the same thing as a half double crochet, except when you're chaining, you chain 2 instead of, crap. You chain 2 bands instead of 1, and then pull that on. And it just makes it kind of tall. So now we're going to repeat that 3 more times. So chain up 2, and then pull 1 band through everything. Chain 2 through everything. Last one. And that's 4 triple crochets. And now we're going to do, let's see what I did on here. Did I did. So we're going to do 3 half double crochets again, or just doing half double crochets again. So we're just going to chain 1 and go through, and you should end up right at the tip of the tail. So 3 triple crochets. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets going around the tip of the tail. So that's 1. And then you're going to get to the other side and do another 1. And then we're going to do 7 half double crochets down the back. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm not on camera. It's hard because it's big and long. What's this, 4? Oh, I cut a little bit of stuffing. Sorry, I'm not on camera. It's really hard to hold it, but we're just doing the 7 half double crochets down the back. So that's 4. It's a good voice crack. This is 5. 6. And 7. It's the last one. And then when you're done with that, let's see what I did. So you just go into the same stitch that you just like did your loop on or whatever. I don't know what to call it. And then just pull a body color band through everything and slip knot and tuck that slip knot in. Okay, finally finished with the axolotl. I know this was probably gonna be a longer tutorial, but I promise it's worth it. It's adorable. I love it. Thank you so much, Gianna, for letting me film for you and being patient with me, because this has taken a very long time to film. Like she asked me I asked a while ago, and I'm just getting to it now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and if you make an axolotl, don't forget to tag me at Saturn.looms on Instagram and Gianna's_looms on Instagram, and use both our hashtags when posting. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye!